we're still finding the body's capabilities and pushing them and going past them. And people have these mindsets where it's like, it's fixed, right? This is it. This is this way. And that's the only thing, right? Like, I'm 60, I can't work out. Bullshit. I'm a girl, I can't lift heavy weights. Bullshit. Like, CrossFit is proving everything, all of those things wrong. And that's what's so great about it.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we are. 2 weeks out. So Tuesday of 2 weeks ago, I had surgery. It's Tuesday today. Knee's feeling pretty good. I got on my Jacob's ladder yesterday. I did some two-legged rowing. I can squat to just about 90, so basically the same thing I always squat to. No weight yet, doing a lot of physical therapy on the leg, getting the muscles reactivated, staying positive, icing, flossing, trying to get range of motion back. Three most important things after surgery is keeping your headspace right, which is tough, staying positive. And it's not an easy thing to do. It's easier said than done. Number 2 is range of motion, right? Which range of motion is all about getting the swelling out of the knee, because then you can get your range of motion back. And then 3 is reactivating the muscles, because our body is a very intelligent thing. And so when an injury happens, it's like, oh, we need to shut this down so we can't injure it more. So now you have to reactivate all the muscles. The surgery was just a scope. They cleaned out some cartilage damage, cleaned up the meniscus a little bit. So it wasn't as bad. The atrophy, the muscle shutdown wasn't as bad. I could always flex my quad, which was nice. The calf, I definitely noticed the calf definitely lost a little bit, had a little atrophy to it, and was a little harder to start firing than the quad. Starting to do some hamstring stuff, getting the hamstring back, getting the glute back firing. Those are some of the most important things when it comes to post-surgery. So yeah, and then just still training a little bit to do what I can to keep my mental sanity. So a lot of bench press, a lot of shoulders, back stuff as much as I can. I'm starting to work light with being on both feet instead of having to do everything seated. It's been nice. It's been, nothing crazy, nothing too wild, and trying to take it easy. Only 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out, you have to let the 2 wounds, the incisions heal before you can really, push flexion, because you don't want those to tear and pop open. So now we should be able to start. Now that we're 2 weeks out, we should be able to start really pushing flexion, even though we're past 90 already. So it's been good. I had a couple days that were tough. One day it really swelled up and I couldn't walk anymore. From the beginning, I've been doing like 200-meter walks like 3 times a day, just to kind of make sure, I'm moving, right? You don't want to just be stagnant sitting on a couch. You can get blood clots. You can get all these nasty, bad places you go in your head after surgery. So, getting up and doing a little bit of moving and being able to put weight on the foot, and I didn't have to have crutches at all, no crutches whatsoever. So really happy about that. It was not a tough surgery, and I hope that it does relieve some of the pain I was feeling in the knee. Hopefully we'll see here in probably about 6 weeks out is typically where this is like a 6-week rehab is what they say. After 6 weeks, you should be feeling pretty good. So today we'll do a little workout, get after it a little bit, hopefully get a sweat on. That's like my, getting a sweat right now. I'm not too worried about like hitting numbers or whatever. I just kind of like I'm moving and I'm doing something so that I don't have to sit on the couch for 18 hours a day and keep in my mind, it helps my mind. I feel better. I feel like I'm doing something. I get my heart rate up. And I have been able to sauna for about 5 days. So that's really helped as well. And with the sauna, it talks about being, you're going to grow some it's going to help with push inflammation out and push blood into the area, new blood. And so that's always a good thing for surgeries, right? Getting fresh blood and into the area so that we can, help heal the wound, right? Because I mean, basically the doc went in there and just fucking tore shit up. So now we have to heal it. And that's the hardest part, is like, okay, you got to let this shit heal. It's like right here, it always feels, is like where it feels the most stiff. It's like right in this area. But yeah, it's not bad. I say stay away from surgery as long as possible until it's absolutely necessary, right? Look into PRP, talk to a sports doc. If you go to a surgeon, they're going to probably tell you you need surgery. That's just the fact, right? It's their job. So, talking to a sports doc, right? There's a lot of other avenues you can go down, stem cells, PRP, all those before going into surgery. So I would recommend doing that. And last resort should be surgery. There it is. Let's move and keep our minds good. Let's warm up this knee and get some fluid moving in it. Oh man, look at that. Full revolutions. The bike probably feels the best. But again, I'm not like going hard on it. Just nice, easy pedaling right now. So if I'm doing anything hard, it's the ski erg seated and just the Airdyne with no legs. So I can't really like drive with this right leg yet. It's more just like putting it through range of motion. That's good stuff.
So you've been flossing your knee regularly?
Oh my gosh, yeah, probably 20 times a day. This helps push that swelling out, and it feels good. Causes a little bit of distraction. So you can get into a nice little squat. I actually felt pretty good today. Trying to keep the weight, balanced, not shifting. One of the hardest things, right, is you want to compensate and lean to your good side. Pretty much the same depths I normally do, right? I actually did some standing slam balls yesterday. My back is just with a 50-pound ball. And I think I did 20. I did 2 sets of 10. And I was like, oh my God, my low back. Maybe I'll do some more today. It's actually something I can do standing. Yeah, we'll get into it. Let's go. Get into some cable rows with the belt squat. You guys get to see the basement living room, which is basically just a couch and kids equipment. The belt squat, I just got set up right before surgery because in my head I wanted to have this for when I can start to squat a little bit and also use it for a low cable. I do have a cable machine coming. It actually ships next week, so I'm excited for that too. Just get seated here. I need a little bit more room. If you're tall, you won't, but I have to need a little foam roller to give me a little more extension. 4x10 to 12 here. So sometimes this grip is actually called the back widow. I love it. And you can make it wide or narrow. So it's nice. I like being able to have that versatility. Stuff you're made of right here, right? Sit on your butt and working out. But yeah, no, this thing's awesome. This belt squat machine is really cool. And it takes pressure off the spine for when you actually want to squat with it. You can march with it. You can do a lot of cool tools with it. Pretty versatile. Doesn't take up a ton of room. It's kind of nice on a standalone. But yeah, soon this whole downstairs area will be just all gym. So I'll have plenty more room. Not too concerned with this carpet. I'd like to tear it up and put turf down. So if anybody wants to hook me up with some turf, hit me up. Good stuff. We'll go weighted neutral grip today.
Did you use crutches at all?
I did not. I got a pair. So that one day I had a bad day where my knee started to cause me some real pain. I ordered some, but the docs didn't even give me any. He's like, I don't really think you're gonna need them. And so I didn't leave the hospital with any. And so, and to be honest, like 4 days, I felt great. And I was, I was limping pretty hard, but it wasn't causing me pain to walk. And then that one day, it was like, oh man, I could barely walk. And I was like, so I ordered some crutches. They came, and by the time they showed up, I didn't need them anymore. So we'll do 4 sets of weighted neutral grip pull-ups. Yeah, you know, it's like right now just kind of focusing on a lot of upper body stuff that I can hit. It's been great. It's really helped me mentally. The worst times of all of this is when I'm just sitting on the couch feeling sorry for myself. So I know it's tough, and I know not every injury is the same, not every surgery is the same, but I feel like most times you can find something, some way to get out and do something, right? And it's going to make you feel a million times better. The moment, all the times I've come down and done something, and it hasn't been every single day, you know, because I do need rest, and you can only hit so much upper body. And so, you know, I've been, you know, for the first like 5-6 days, it was basically every other day I was coming down here and doing something. And then as more of recently now, I'm back to most days I'm coming down. If I, you know, like this weekend I couldn't because the boys had sports. So I was, you know, posted up at their baseball fields for 8 hours. So that was fine. You know, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get it in, but, you know, now that I'm starting to feel better, 2 weeks out, you know, starting to heal, starting to move a lot better, you know, things are on the up and up for sure. Some of the comments people are like, look at how you're recklessly dropping that dumbbell by your surgically repaired knee. I'm like, bro, I'm moving so slow right now. Like, I'm like, what are you? People are mind blowing sometimes. They're the same people who are like, oh, if you're big and strong, you're probably on steroids. That same mindset, it just bleeds over into everything. Oh, I can't do that because I'm 60. Oh, really? Really? You can't? That's weird. But yeah, or the people who are like, oh, I can't do CrossFit, I'm not in shape enough. I'm like, that's its goal, is to get you in shape. Like, what are you talking about? Excuses. Yeah, it's just excuses. Just that bad mindset. You know, like, people want to tell me, oh yeah, you know. I mean, it was the same with my last year competing. You know, I was 35, and they were like, oh, you should do the Masters, just in case, you know, you don't make the, you know, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do the Masters. I don't want a plan B. I want to go for my goal, which is to get back to the games. And if I would have, you know, I don't know if I would have made it or not, because then you already have that self-doubt in your head. And, you know, not everyone's the same, you know, like we're still finding the body's capabilities and pushing them and going past them. And people have these mindsets where it's like, it's fixed, right? This is it. This is this way. And that's the only thing, right? Like, I'm 60, I can't work out. Bullshit. I'm a girl, I can't lift heavy weights. Bullshit. Like, CrossFit is proving everything, all of those things wrong. And that's what's so great about it. All right, one more set. Love it though. You gotta love the doubters. They're good fuel. Amazing fuel. It's definitely something I've used my entire life. You know, I've always been I was the kid who was smaller, so when I was younger, got picked last and whatever. You know, and it was just fuel. Just motivated me, made me push, right? Like, you're not too big, you're not too small. You know, you can have every fucking excuse in the world you want. But man, like, use that shit. Prove everyone wrong. That was my fucking whole thing. If someone else can fucking do it, I can do it. You know, and so I tell my kids that all the time. I'm like, once you have self-confidence, self-belief, man, the potential is fucking limitless. And, you know, it might be cliche to say, but like, believing in yourself is so huge, it's so big, it's crazy. And I saw it in my career. In my first 4 years, I had zero doubt that I could go out there and win every fucking event. That's literally was my goal. I wanted to win every single thing I could. And I did a good job, you know? And when I didn't, it was okay. I didn't let it defeat me. I didn't be like, oh, I failed my goal. No, I did really well. I didn't reach my goal, but I did really well. You know, now it's something I can work on. But like, man, when I started to have doubts and start to not believe in myself, that's when I saw my placements just drop off. And it was just that constant worry, constant struggle. And that's a bad place to be in. And so, you know, having that self-confidence. It doesn't have to be cocky, it just has to be confident, right? Belief in yourself. It will take you so much farther than you think. The mind is so powerful.
Commentary from others. What got to you?
Looking at social media and thinking everyone was doing better than I was because you saw all these things. I saw, I remember having to delete basically every CrossFitter from my following. I couldn't follow them anymore because I was like, I can't stop keep watching this shit and thinking that everyone's just crushing me. And why is my training not looking like this every single day? Because it's not going to. Because it's all a progression. Like training for something is a progression. It's not this constant day of PRing every single fucking day and feeling great every single day. You're going to have ups and downs, ebbs and flows. But going into the gym and getting something in and getting movement in and just reiterating the movement patterns. Maybe it's not the heaviest weight, but moving the most efficient when you however you're doing it, right? That is what builds to confidence. Knowing that in the end, you trained every aspect, everything that you could, and you left nothing on the table. And there was moments where I didn't believe that I was doing that. And that's where the self-doubt came in. Or then when you feel like you're not doing as good as you should, right? Now you're starting to compare. And that was a struggle, right? That comparison at competitions. Oh, I should have done this on this. I should have done that on that. I should have been better here. I should have placed higher here. And then you start to let that self-doubt creep in. And it's tough. It's a tough thing to, balance and figure out, right? Knowing that you're not going to win every single event, but, still having that as the goal. And that's where, you can really start to struggle mentally or just watching other people and thinking that for some reason they're doing better than you. You have to let that shit go and focus on yourself, focus on what you're doing and what you're capable of. Oh, the fun stuff.
Did size, height comments ever get under your skin?
Never.
Or do they?
They don't. They never did. When I was younger, they did. But
like a kid.
Yeah, when I was a kid, but never when I was an adult. It didn't bother me. I was like, well, guess what? My East thing was like, I'm like, imagine if I was fucking 6 foot, what I would be doing. I'd fucking run this place. I'm like, I'm 5'5", and I'm doing pretty damn well. Navy SEAL, take second at the CrossFit Games, place fourth at the CrossFit Games. I'm doing pretty good. And so, if I was 6 foot, fuck, man, watch out. Oh, shit. That was the thing I used to always say to all my buddies. Single arm dumbbell rows. I'm going to use straps. We've used a lot of grip now. Grip on the row, grip on the pull-up. So now to focus on the lats here a little bit, I'm going to use the grip. It helps relax the form so I can actually use the back to pull. Hits that back isolation a little better. I like to do them single arm standing with my hand supported. But remember when you do these, right, what you're going to do is you're almost like try to pull high, but you actually want to pull like down and back, right? Down and back. And that's what you want to think on these rows. And really let that weight pull you forward, get that full stretch.
How long was it before you came down here and did anything?
I think it was day 2. I think so. I came home on Tuesday from the surgery. I'm pretty sure Wednesday I came down here, and like it was very little. It was like, I think it was the night I grabbed the dumbbell, did a couple dumbbell snatches. I did some dips.
It was for your mind.
It's just for my mind. That's all it was. It was almost nothing. Like if I would have came down here, it wouldn't even been a warm up like on a regular day. But at the time, it felt amazing. I'm like, oh, I can move. I can actually like get up and do something. And so it was great. And that's it. Like you just gotta, I was going for my 200-meter walks 3 times a day, and I came down here and I did 10 snatches with a 25-pound dumbbell. I felt like $1 million. So, that just shows you how powerful of a tool exercise is for us as human beings. Like we are not meant to be fucking stagnant. And that's what I hate. People will look at you like you're crazy when you have to get your workout in. But man, like when you start to make it part of your routine, you start to make it part of your day, and you start to do these things that are good for you, for your body and mind. Like it's like a drug. You start to want to feel that way. And when you cut out sugar, when you cut out shitty food, and then you eat it again, it shows you how shitty you feel. But like what happens is we create these baselines for ourselves that where we're always feeling shitty, and we think that's the normal, but it's not. Like, eat healthy, cut out shitty food, cut out sugar, cut out processed food, cut out seed oils, and I promise you will feel better. Start to exercise, even if it's doing so minimal, right? Even if it's 30 minutes of fucking push-ups, air squats, pull-ups, you'll start to want to feel the way you feel when you're done with it. And then get as much sleep as you can. You will start to want to sleep more when you get sleep. Drink hot water instead of drinking fucking energy drinks or soda or whatever. Drink fucking water with some salt in it. You'll want that feeling. You will chase that feeling. You won't want to feel like shit anymore. It makes it so much easier to cut that shit out when you remove the baseline of feeling shitty and thinking that's the normal. Like, you create a different baseline and you're like, oh fuck. Now you won't even, like, I'll eat out and I'll be like, God, that doesn't, like, is as good as it tasted. I hate how I feel when I'm done with it. And it's crazy. It's like, this doesn't make sense to me anymore. Like, eating like this doesn't make sense to me. Not getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night doesn't make sense to me anymore because I hate the way I feel the entire next day. Not getting my workout in doesn't make sense to me because I love how I feel when I'm done with it. I love how my mind feels, not just my body. So change those baselines and you will fucking get what I'm saying right now. And you will understand it. And you'll immediately have, instead of craving alcohol, craving sugar, craving staying up late night, you'll crave opposite and you will feel so much better. Rant over. So we're going to do back pullovers with a dumbbell. This will hit your lats really good. Another isolation movement, right? We hit our lats tons with pull downs, pull-ups. Don't have the lat machine. It's outside right now. So I like these pullovers are another good way to hit the lats, and it's a different movement, kind of, changes it up a little bit. So it's not always the same, just like straight pull down from a lat pull down machine or a pull up. So again, another 4x10. I'm going to give 60s a go, start light, play with the movement, see how it feels. Yeah, it's really good. So basically you're going to get your back, your shoulders on this pad, have both hands on the dumbbell and reach back and then pull up, kind of straight armed with those lats. So you're really activating those lats. It's a little awkward to get into, but once you get there, it's not bad. All right, so we'll do a 16-minute AMRAP, as many reps as possible. We'll do 10 calories on the bike, arms only, just because I can't push with my legs yet, so I'd rather just have the arms up anyways. We'll do 10 seated ground to overhead with 2 dumbbells. I haven't done these yet, so I'm going to stay light. Probably go 35s or 40-pound dumbbells, right? This is just to move, get something in where I get to lift a little bit of weight, but more for the mind. We're going to do 15 calorie single leg row. I can't do both legs. Sometimes it'll act up. And so I'm just going to go ahead and just stick with one leg for a couple more days before I add that second leg back up and really start to drive off of it. That's the tough part about surgery, is that constant struggle of like push, no pull back, push, no pull back. And that's, that's something you have to learn on your own as someone who goes through any type of surgery. It just is what it is, right? All right, I got to let it recover. No, I got to push it. No, I got to let it recover. So that's that constant battle. So today I'm just going to stick with a single leg row, 15 calories. These little slider things are great. I've seen people use skateboards. I've used skateboards. I've used other rowers. You put your foot on the other seat. But this slider moves really well. So you just basically put your heel on it and then boom. And then we're going to do 15 toes to bar. And so I'm going to try to do regular toes to bar. If they start to feel uncomfortable in any way, I'll just go to strict. Strict feel fine. I did them the other day and I have no issues there. So 16 minutes of that, 10 cal bike, 10 ground overhead, 15 cal row, 15 toes to bar, and keep cycling through that for 16 minutes as many times as we can. in the end, I'll probably want to try to hit around 4-minute rounds. So 4 rounds is kind of where my head goes with this workout. But this will be fun. Again, this isn't the perfect, everything doesn't have to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to be this like perfect progression. Sometimes in these moments and times in our life, we just need to get in and get moving, get something in, get a little sweat on, get a little pump in, and, get our mind feeling better. So that's what this is. If you go single leg, in my head, I was actually like, I wanted to keep my foot close, and I started to really lean off the seat. And then I basically just started to go out at like a 45, and I kept my balance a lot better. So there you go. There you have it. And there's actually a lot too. I know some people might think, oh, am I not using one side more than the other side? There's actually research out there that shows by doing work on your good side, it can actually help your bad side. So it isn't that bad. And like this side actually for me is always, the left side of my body has always been my weaker side. And so right now, the fact that the injury is on my right side, I have no issues with doing single leg work on my left side, because I know this side will catch up immediately once we're back. So yeah. And if I go to strict on those toes to the bar for some reason, if something starts to feel weird, I'll go back to 10 on those. I only have this at 15 because the 10 calorie bike arms only will take me about what 15 will take on this with one leg. So again, that's just knowing myself, knowing the time domains that I really want to hit on this. So yeah, this will be good.
Here we go.
Did the job. It did its job. Yeah, I was moving through it better than I expected. So that was good. I like the ground overhead actually. It very much became a clean and press. It felt good. I used the right weights. Could have maybe went 45s, but first time felt good. The bike all arms is so gross. It it hits your core, it hits your shoulders, hits your back, hits a little rotation. You're constantly changing where you're trying to press, or then just kind of lean back and let your arms be levers. And the lean back with straight arms and just kind of rocking side to side is when I can get it up the highest. So That definitely hits your core a lot, and your heart and your soul. The dumbbells felt good. The rowing actually felt really good. I was holding 1,100 calories an hour, just 1 foot, so I can't complain about that. And the toes to bar felt really good. 15s, have numbers where on that, if you're gonna do it on your own, just a number that you can hit unbroken. So if you have to drop it down, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, doesn't hurt as long as you're feeling your abs and your core. But yeah, that's a really fun workout, and it's a great way to show that no matter what, right? You got a bum leg, a bum arm. There's always ways around stuff, and don't get fixated on like, oh, I can't do single-sided stuff, right? Because it's only for a short period of time, and it's better to do that than to put both feet down and compensate to your left side, because now you're building a bad habit of, if I would have stood up into a ground overhead with light dumbbells, I probably would have leaned to my left leg. Instead, I kept it very centered and still got a great workout out of it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said before, our bodies, our minds are meant to move and not be stagnant. And don't get fixated on having a great plan. Just sometimes get in the gym or go downstairs or next to your fucking TV or your couch, do push-ups, air squats, single leg squats, single leg deadlifts, whatever you can do. Grab a small set of dumbbells, do whatever you can do, and just move. And what it will do for you mentally is drastic, and it'll be an immediate effect. It's like doing a drug, but it's good for you. So hope you enjoy that. We'll do more of these. The lake's coming around, so you'll start to see more of me, doing more stuff, so where I can actually have both feet on the ground. But it's a progression, and sticking to it, believing in the progress, believing in the program is a huge aspect. Not getting down on myself because I'm not where I think I should be, or not pushing it too far and re-injuring myself, right? It's a constant push, pull back, right? So your body's got to heal. But there's always a ways around it. So hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, do the thing. And as always, don't forget to pay the man.